Tonight on Evening, from our home bunkers, the story behind a West Seattle home and the fight to save it.
Plus, we will check out a spectacular show happening on Washington's coast.
And the new Burien restaurant offering up a fresh take on Mexican cuisine.
And how a Seattle muralist is inspiring people to help each other. Hello and welcome to Evening. How is everybody doing tonight?
I don't think we have enough time in our show for me to honestly answer that question, but I'm glad that our show exists because this is about joy and togetherness, and I'm happy to be together with you guys.
Yeah, it's good to see you all.
Yeah, you know, there's been a lot of news lately. People can't stop talking about this thing, and I'm referring, of course, to the Little Stone Cottage in West Seattle. It's actually bringing the community together. These walls of stone are silent observers.
History runs deep.
Embracing a home filled with generations of stories.
This place matters.
But neighbors of the quirky cottage along West Seattle's Harbor Avenue are fighting to preserve those stories for the generations to come.
The reality is we have to act soon. Time and gravity are not on the side of this building.
A woman named Eva Falk lived in the house for most of the last century. She and her mother built the structure during the Great Depression with some help from jobless men.
She would, house them and feed them, and they would help her put the rocks on the building.
From all accounts, Eva was a remarkable woman.
She was in a cult, a religious cult in Ballard for a while. She married the strong man in the circus who reportedly was able to bend horseshoes with his teeth.
Yes, my father.
Carmesita Munoz is Eva's daughter. As a little girl, she helped fetch the beach stones that line the building's walls.
We walked around Alki the 2 miles, past the lighthouse, to pick up the stones. I was told to either pick up black rocks only or white for the trim.
Little stone house.
Neighbor Ken Workman, a descendant of Chief Seattle, says the home's wood and stone forever hold the spirit of the Duwamish.
These rocks right here were gathered from the beach. Inside the house, one of the supporting walls are massive cedar timbers that were hand split and hand hewn. So from a native perspective, this is home.
But the property is slated for condo development, so the building has to move.
This little stone cottage is going to be lifted onto a truck.
I think we're going to eventually shrink wrap it to try and hold it together, and I'm real confident we're going to be able to move it without breaking it.
This little stone cottage will be parked nearby until it can find a permanent home, a place where it can tell its stories for centuries to come.
This needs to be saved.
Okay, if you would like to help save Eva's stone cottage, just go to the link at king5evening.com.
Okay, over the years, we have featured local artist Ryan Henry Ward a number of times. His murals, colorful murals, are all over the city. They're unmistakable.
Right. He is such a good friend of the show, and now he wants to inspire others to help neighbors. Here's Jose with the story.
If you live in Seattle, more likely you've seen a mural with Henry's art. The cool thing about his style is that it's made to bring happiness. His art is full of color and unique happy characters that will make you smile. But Henry wants to do more. He wants everyone to experience the power of giving.
I'm doing a winter clothing and blanket drive for people in need. Something small, but it's something that I just want to do to encourage other people to do it because it's so easy. People bring in their extra winter coats and blankets.
This looks like a nice, great blanket. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Oh man, look at this. Woohoo! Yeah. I hook them up with a little present, like a little swag.
Oh my God. It's nice to feel like you have a purpose within your community. He's a powerhouse of hope and happiness for a lot of people and creates art that tries to inspire people to feel that way.
Putting smiles and love, you know. I'm gonna break everything apart and make some gift bags.
We're gonna go pick up some hygiene wipes for people and sanitary items. and put those into the bags as well.
Okay, that was part 1, so now let's go and share the love with the people in need. Are you excited?
I am, yeah.
Just that basic idea of helping other people and bringing light into the darkness, warming our own hearts up and warming other people's hearts. It's not really like a solution for ending homelessness or anything like that. It's not solving the problem, but it is like, you know, there's someone out there that's cold and it's going to make their winter a little bit better.
The biggest message is to keep hope alive.
You want some winter clothes? Yeah. Once you get out and like start interacting with people in the struggle, everyone's open to a little help, you know, and everyone needs to feel love.
There's people in need all over our city. This is easy. You can just do this. Anyone can do it.
Of course, that Henry understands that going out at nighttime looking for homeless is not for everyone, but we can all find ways to make a difference in our community, because every little help makes a big impact.
Thank you, Jose. Very inspiring. And of course, if you want more information, go to our website at king5evening.com.
I have to say, Henry sells a lot of really cool stuff on his site. We have Henry masks, and this was actually a Christmas present that we got for my daughter. It's one of his latest paintings. Oops.
Oh,
I don't know if
nice.
you can see it with all of the lights, but his stuff is so fun.
It is.
And he's such a good guy. We're happy to have him in our community.
Awesome. Well, speaking of cool people to have in our community, you know, we love featuring good food on the show. And I found this place in Burien that actually opened during the pandemic. It was so amazing. And its secret sauce is like this blend of tradition and innovation. So take a look.
These are our cauliflower nachos and habanero enchiladas.
Centro Neighborhood Kitchen in Burien is offering up a fresh take on Mexican cuisine.
Oh, this is a chipotle cashew dressing, which is completely vegan.
A place where a cruciferous taco gets the same love as a barbacoa beef quesadilla. Where the organic tortillas are hand-pressed to order. And where a quality margarita isn't confined to a dining room.
It's a house-made citrus, you know, that we do in-house, and we use really nice 100% agave silver tequila, Pueblo Viejo, and we just keep it simple.
Enrique and Trisha Arias are the visionaries.
It's a restaurant that represents kind of who we are and what we like to eat when we go out. Fresh, local, sustainable food. I like a good steak taco. Trisha, you know, likes a good vegetarian taco.
We would always go places and somebody would have to like compromise. Like I would have to buy like the $18 salad and take off the $4 meat. So instead we wanted to have the option where neither party had to compromise.
The result is absolutely delicious. And it's not just because of the innovation. You see, Enrique brings with him a lifetime of family traditions. While this is the Arias' first restaurant together, Enrique grew up in the Mexican restaurant business. His family has owned spots in Pierce County since the late 70s.
Family business, you're always in it, right? Ever since I was a little kid, I was 10 years old, 8 years old, I remember washing dishes or in the back doing something.
And those memories are reflected on the menu, like in this Centro bowl.
This was inspired by my mom too, you know, who kind of is that visionary with, you know, her style of cooking and creativity.
And like any good family of chefs, yes, there is a secret sauce.
A tomatillo base sauce, green onion, cilantro, a few other secret things I can't disclose or they'll kill me. It's chunky, it's delicious.
All of Centro's food is available for takeout, but the Arias' hope you also take away an experience, one grounded in family traditions, old and new.
Wow, it really looks like Burien has got a lot of great places to eat.
Oh my gosh, it's problematic. And I have to say at Centro, the cauliflower nachos, I'm just so addicted. And what's really
so good.
When we take a field trip there, it's good to note that all of the stuff you see in the restaurant was done by local artists, woodworkers, painters, so it makes it kind of extra special.
Yeah.
Coming up, the ocean puts on an amazing show in Westport. Plus, a private sanctuary right in the middle of the city.
Welcome back to Evening, everyone. If you could only hear the things that Jim says to us during the break. Actually, it's better. It's better
You will
cannot
never hear those things.
No, you won't. There is a pretty cool event that is happening on the coast right now.
That's right. It's called a King Tide, and even though we work for King TV, we're not actually sponsoring the event. You know what a King Tide is?
It's a really high tide, right?
It's an extremely high tide. Check it out. When a king tide made waves in Westport last November, Greg Jacobs, owner of a local production company, captured this viral video.
Westport has a perfect setup for watching king tides and these really big waves coming in. We have this great observation tower that you can safely walk up and check out the waves from different angles. And the higher vantage point leads to just a really cool experience where you and your family can watch the waves safely. It is still dangerous, so when you're approaching the tower, you just have to be careful and never turn your back to the ocean.
So what's his favorite shot?
It's this really massive backwash wave that happened right behind the tower, and that wave crashed so big it was as tall as the tower, and the vantage point I had just made that whole scene pretty surreal.
Greg says he'll be there again with his camera to see what this week's King Tide washes in.
One thing we know for sure is when there's king tides and big swell, there's always something really cool to see and experience.
So if you can't make it to the coast, don't worry, we will put up a link to Westport's webcam.
And if you do plan to go, we just want to reiterate to please be careful. These waves can get really big and rough and can be unpredictable.
Yeah, Westport Marina says that their observation tower is a safe place to watch it from, but you definitely want to be careful around those gigantic waves.
I may just stick to the webcam myself because we're already living through such interesting times, as they say, but you know, this is an historic time that we are in right now, and there's actually some jewelers in Seattle who have created a necklace to both commemorate the time and help others.
Here in Seattle's oldest neighborhood, steady hands are creating heirloom.
Jewelry tends to be very symbolic for people.
Mari and Misbah know from experience. He's a third-generation jeweler. She earned a degree in fine art. And together, they design and repair at M&M Jewelry Studio. Partners in business and life.
Which has been a nice isolation, you know, tactic for this whole pandemic, because we're always together anyway, so.
But like so many small businesses, the pandemic put them in a precarious spot.
As a small business, we don't have a lot of room to survive for months and months without, bringing in any income.
They were scared they'd go under, but somehow they've survived. And they found new inspiration to create through words of encouragement.
Namely, the "we got this," because that kind of resonated with us, because I think we, as well as a lot of people, felt like we don't have this.
Those 3 words are now inscribed on a sterling silver pendant, handmade in their small studio.
We start with a computer animated design.
Then they make wax molds, cast them from grain and sterling silver, cut, shape, file, polish, and antique to highlight the words, "We got this," and "Stay home, stay healthy." A keepsake that can be gifted to a friend or loved one and worn as a reminder.
You wear that, it's something that's sort of asserted in you to feel that, feel the hope from it.
Actually, this pandemic showed us that, we're all in this together. We're all one people and dealing with this one problem.
That's why Misbah and Mari are also giving away half of the necklace profits, donating 50% of every sale to the White Center Food Bank. For all the pandemic has taken, these jewelers believe there is still much to gain. Memories of hope and tenacity that will be passed down for years to come.
It seems to have connected people in a lot of ways, which is really beautiful.
Okay, so that special COVID necklace costs $100, and you can find a link to buy it on our website.
Up next, a private oasis that combines wellness with technology. Plus, music from an up-and-coming folk band.
Welcome back to Evening.
Thank you, Angela, but I actually didn't go anywhere. But it's nice to be welcomed back.
Well, I'm glad you didn't leave.
Yes. Okay, you guys, show of hands. How many people have been feeling some amount of stress lately? Anyone? Yeah, well, there is a place in Seattle that can actually help melt the stress away using technology and creating a truly meditative experience. Take a look.
It's kind of beyond words, so once you're in here, you kind of get a feeling of it. When you walk up the stairs from the busy Seattle streets, immediately transformation begins.
Sanctuary is a technology-informed wellness space, the first of its kind in the country. Guests use an app to schedule their private session, more than 50 choices of yoga, meditation, or sound baths. When they arrive, a docent brews them custom-blended tea, and the relaxing experience begins.
It is dimly lit, it's very intimate feeling, it's warm. It helps you to just completely relax, like inside and outside.
The sessions happen in private rooms where guests customize everything they want, from aromatherapy to the temperature. A 14-foot screen welcomes and transports them to someplace mindful.
It really allows you to kind of get out of your head and into the practice, and it's been really helpful.
After the session, guests can shower and unwind. Sanctuary has space for small groups, but it's ideal for anyone who prefers to find their zen solo.
And there's no mirrors in the room, so there's that elimination of competition with other students in the room, and also the elimination of the competition even with yourself. It is a completely judgment-free zone.
An escape from the busy world in the heart of Seattle.
It's unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Okay, so obviously Sanctuary has always done these socially distanced classes, but they have also instituted tons of new COVID-19 protocols, so very safe.
What is it about meditation and tea? Why is tea always a part of meditation? I've never understood that.
It's calming. It's very calming.
Why not like a Diet Coke?
Did you say a Diet Coke?
Yeah, or,
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe
just
because
some
tea
kind
is
of
from the
soda pop.
earth. It's from the earth, so it grounds
Okay.
you in the present.
Is that how it
Maybe.
works? Okay. And for
Jim.
more information on that story, can we get more information anywhere?
Of
Does
course
anyone know?
you can.
Where?
I think it's at king5evening.com.
Coming up, soulful music from this Portland-based duo's debut album.
How do I look, guys?
So good.
Good. It's bad news. We are nearly out of time, but we have a great show coming up tomorrow. It is a sculpture forest on Whidbey Island. We're going to tell you all about that.
Oh, sounds mysterious. Well, we're going to leave you tonight with a performance of a song called Will You by Vivian, Leva, and Riley Calcagno. This duo is based in Portland, but we're claiming Riley because he went to Garfield High School.
Yeah, and their debut album is actually available for pre-order right now, so definitely check that out. We'll have a link on the King 5 Evening Facebook page.
Thank you for joining us tonight, everyone. Have a great one.
Good night.
You're the one of my dreams, and you have promised to. Please hear me when I say I can't live without you. Will you still love me when I tear your heart away? Will you still love.